It is now time. I've realized why I really like playing Scion. It's because in low elo, you can't really expect your team to be competent. So therefore, in order to get out of low elo, you need a champion that can carry. Because you know your skill. If you're like Hardstock, you know your skills. You know you can carry the game. You need to be a champion that can carry the game and doesn't rely on the rest of the team. Because, or at least you need a champion that really does not require a lot for your own team. Like, it needs to be foolproof. That even if they do that, like, they have to be absolute idiots. No, even if they're absolute idiots, they can still be useful when you engage. For example, Scion, he's always useful because, for example, in low elo, then the enemy champion might make their ultimate upon you while you are in your rebirthing state, so that they can't use the ultimate to catch the rest of your team. But, well, that pretty much only happens in Wild Rift, but still, it's kind of hilarious when it happens. Also, if the enemy, your own team just goes in because they're dumb, then, well, Scion could be there in a moment, and then suddenly you're the center of attention, drawing away attention from the rest of your team. And even if they're dumb, then they can do stuff. But ideally speaking, you should just be a champion that can carry, that can take the hits, that can destroy everyone, and also be a champion that can effectively take out 2 of their lanes. Either take out 2 or 1 lane. The champion like Scion is pretty good for that, because he scales very well with his HP. And he can pretty much become unkillable late game, unless the enemy builds to actively counter you. And then you can also gank mid by just using your ultimate. Either if you're as a support or if you're a top. And you can effectively negate them. Now, the question is, do you actually want to go top lane? Because the top laner is going to be difficult. Yes, he is going to be difficult. But why would you want to do that when you can, like, shut off the ADC and the support? Because you're smarter than them. And you can really capitalize on a stupid ADC and support. Because in a 1v... Because, like, if they engage on you at the start, and they might do because, like, you have low health, especially if it is a melee-focused oriented support, then, well, guess what? Now they're gonna have to face your passive that just revives you, and then you just bash them to death. And then, yeah, now you've pretty much won the lane, because your ADC now has 2 kills, or you have 2 kills, and you can just do the same thing again. If they get close, like, the lane is probably reset by then, because then first the wave has crashed onto their turret. You've walked back to lane, you don't push the lane, and your ADC has gone back to base to buy some guns, some longswords, and then once they come back, then your lane is pretty much pushed up. Which means that now you can do the exact same thing again. I mean, that's just to say that I think in order to get out of Hardstock, you may need to go with a champion that can actually carry. Like, on their own, that can, like, solo their entire team. A pentakill champion, if you will. Or at least one that, like Scion, can just break up the entire team. You stop the alarm. or when I need to sleep. That alarm is a bit not really utilized at the moment. Because I'm a little late on schedule. What am I even doing? Why am I digging over here? Actually, you know what? Every block is one block closer. Famous words from Poppy. It revised slightly to be fitting to Minecraft. You know what would be cool? If I could just look up and see the sky. That would be amazing. And I might be able to very soon, once I've dug all of this. Okay, very soon might be an overstatement. There is still a lot of work to do. I mean, for one, I need to dig all of that out. Actually, I think I'll start doing that. I mean, I might as well start now rather than later. 2, 3, 4. There's plenty of pickaxes I need to mine, but oh, ship. Right, I am back. Yeah, and it stopped now. I did skip a little bit of it. But I've never actually caught the last part of it where it's like really, really silent. I have some hearing impairments. Or actually, it's more likely it's selective hearing, but like it's a little excessive is selective hearing, because even if it's like music, then it's also like cancels it out. Hey, oh, it's not loud enough. I'm just gonna ignore it. I mean, it's practical given my conditions, but also a little bit impractical when someone's trying to get in touch with me. Especially if they have difficulty understanding that I have some limitations in that regard. That I am uncertain if I even have control over. I don't think I have control over selective hearing. Well, it might be that I have, and that would explain why they're a little like annoyed with that. That would explain it. But I don't think you have control over selective hearing. Maybe I should actually ask him if there is any way to control selective hearing. I probably should. Yeah, I'll do that tomorrow. I mean, it would be fascinating if actually selective hearing is not something you're just subject to, but you can actually control it. That it should be a construct you have unconsciously created. I tell you this though, it's not that I am picking not to hear something, it's just that I don't hear it. It's not that I'm hearing it and I'm like, nah, I don't want to deal with that. It's just like, I don't hear it at all. Maybe my unconsciousness thinks that, it's like, no, we don't need to deal with that, but that doesn't make sense, because sometimes I really do listen, or sometimes I'm just zoned in, but I would have every intention to actually hear it. In fact, I would prefer if I could have the whatever else I'm listening to run while I hear whatever a person says, because otherwise I have to like rip off the headphones. It's not a question of will, because if it was a question about will, I would both hear what I was hearing, listening to, and the person trying to talk to me. Prep. The human body is a fascinating thing. Okay, this does put a bit of a wedge, wrench. A wedge or a winch? I mean, I guess a winch would be useful in the sense, so therefore it's probably a wedge. Yeah, I gotta Google something. Wedge. It's a wretch. It sounds a lot like a wretch. You sodding wretch. I'd had you got it. Then ripped us under. No, oh, you meant a wedge. Sorry, I couldn't quite tell which you meant. Oh my god. It almost sounds like an Aurelian soul crowed. I'm sorry. Rich? Oh, wedge. Apologies. I'm sorry. Rich. Oh, veg. Sorry. Oh, you gotta love a good, well-written prick. Like, when a absolute asshole is written well enough that he's just stopping awesome. That's kind of relevant, so he is absolutely awesome. I am overwhelmed by an emotion when you're not around. It's called happiness. Okay, I'm gonna store my stone already now, because otherwise I don't have the inventory. I did not factor in that I would have like a mound of gravel. Oh dear me, that's a lot of gravel. It's a crap ton of gravel. Ooh dear. Hang on, wait. We are gonna do that. Okay, I will mine onwards. Hopefully it did not go too far. It probably did. Now that I look at it, it probably did go too far. Let me just see. How far are we talking? I mean, I have to dig this either way, so it works out that I'm digging it now. The only issue is you can't see the work. Oh no. No. Oh, oh, it's all wasted. All the gravel is wasted. No, maybe there's one. Oh, that was such a waste. Oh, Mika. I only broke all of. Oh, I'm sad. Oh, look at that. It was so much and I broke all of it and now I can't use it or anything. Well, you know, here's the thing. I probably also need like a station to observe the whole territory, and that might do nicely. But actually I want it over there to be observation deck, but given the fact that I have limited space, then it actually might make sense to make it over there, so that I can keep the observation deck all the way along there, and then I can expand further that direction. Because I do think there will come a glitch that direction, and there also is a glitch that direction. So therefore it might make sense to be over here instead. So therefore, yeah, I might be able to salvage it. But not without expanding the project. And then the question is, should I just cut my losses and then not expand the project? Or should I double down and add even more work to it, but I salvage that amount of work? How much are we talking? Oh shit, sorry about that. Probably 10 minutes. I mean, it would take a lot longer than 10 minutes to dig out the rest over there. It might not be worth it. that just goes to show you have to know in advance, is this actually gonna be useful? Am I gonna use this? And if not, should I then just stop? The answer to that question is mostly yes, you should stop. Because this was all I gained. All that is worthless. 10 minutes of wasted work. I feel the burping within me. But isn't there something about it being further along the path before it actually... I might actually be able to salvage it. Let me just take a look. Oh, I can't. Okay, you know what? I'll look once I've mined the rest. Here. There we go. I just needed to close the door. A window. I mixed around the two. Anyway, yeah, that's pretty much all I had to talk about. Don't actually have anything else. Okay, so a very important thing in Minecraft designs is depth. Now, this doesn't really work, but if I do this... Now, we also need to break this. And then also this. Actually this. So actually, it could work with this. There is just that. Yeah, they're not the stone that we're looking for, but now there's suddenly a pillar. Now, you could do something fancy, at least in modern Minecraft. Let me just get this. Then you can do stuff like this. And yes, this is a stair. If you look very closely at it, you'll realize it's a stair, but I can understand why it's a little difficult to see. Not everyone is as gifted as I. But basically what you're gonna do is you're gonna see that the textures don't quite align right here. They don't align right there. That's because like the shadow is really weird. It comes down here and then it hits here. Actually, the light hits like the back of it, so the shadow is cast like this. And unlike normal Minecraft, these are actually rendered shadows. So the shadow kind of just collides with both the block and like obscures the slab that's down here. But you can see there's like a distinct disconnect here, but there's not a disconnect right here. It's a little difficult also to see once. I think it's easier here to see. So you can see there's like, let's use this pointer as my arrow. So you can see like down along here, and then up the side here, there's like a clear, distinct continuation of the design. But once you look like at the middle of it, then you will see that it kind of doesn't quite align. Like it almost aligns, but not quite. And that is because, yeah. So It's because like it's both the slab here is like put on top of this down here. But I can also see that it now it is difficult to see, but like the problem is this part that does match. Like the real issue is that this part right here and then also this part here that matches. So that means it is one block, but it almost seems like that you were first supposed to render this one and then on top of that render like the slab that like goes on top of it, but instead you rendered first the vertical one and then this one. I mean, you can even see it here. This is how it ought to have looked. No, not really. You're supposed to like cut this part up here and then put it on there, and then it would have looked very good. Then you would have this blend cut down here so like it blends together, and then this part over here that would have been like visible here. Yeah, it is a little bit of a messy one. Like this, you just put the shadow somewhere else. I can't remember what to do in modern Minecraft, but anyways, that's beside the point. What we were actually talking about was this. Then you can do something fancy like this. And then you would also be able to do that on the top if you want. And then make it of another stone. We don't have that luxury in Alpha Minecraft. Also, we have these kind of stairs to deal with. A good trick is to do that, because then you can break it. You're gonna lose a staircase either way. Now, the reason why it does is because of this block. So if you do that, then congratulations, now it's fixed. Here, it doesn't really know what it needs to do. So therefore, it kind of guesses we didn't have like corners at this point in Minecraft. If we break this, then we should see some really strange happenings. No, we didn't. Alright, fine. It's fine. But yeah, there's a few different things you can do with this. Then you get like this design, which actually is not too bad. There is, however, something... Oh, right. That's why. Okay, but yeah, but I mean, it doesn't look too bad. And it is effectively the same thing, because like if you just remove this, then it's there, then it's the original design. The problem is that it also reacts to blocks that are placed. Okay, now it's not reacting to the blocks, but if I break this, then you can see that it updates there and then it goes over here. And I mean, that's actually fine now that I think about it. Because if I put that there, bam, now I actually have a bathtub in a way. Well, this is not a bathtub. If I do this, and then do this, but also I do this, and then I break that, and then I do this. And then I do this and these. Okay. Okay, so I first do this, then that, then this, and then that. I place that there, and then I place that. Oh dear, what am I doing? Oh my god, I'm not gonna lie, it is a mess, but there is some logic to it. I'm still wrapping my head slightly around it, but there is some level of sense to it. You just gotta find the system. And I think if I do this, then it will actually stick to what's a good design. Yeah, and also that's the thing you can do. I forgot about that. You could do that. I knew there was a way, I just couldn't remember which. So like now it's all broken and such, but then I break this. Boom. Now it's all as I wanted it. Yeah, look at that. That's a good design. That's a really good design. Oh my goodness, I like that. I almost don't want to break it. But that is not the task of today. Because what we are here to do is not all of this, so I'm just gonna... You know, I can leave this. I can probably leave this over here. Actually, you know what? No, we're keeping it like that, because then it's gonna be really confusing for that part over there. Alright, let's just finish this pickaxe. Is everyone watching? No, no one's watching. Well, it's a loss, because that's the only interesting thing that's gonna happen in this one. Luckily, no one is watching, so they probably won't see this. But hey, if you saw that, then you will know, yes, there is some system to Alpha Minecraft, and congratulations, you can now become an actual wizard in front of your friends. Because if you can master the slab and the staircase physics of Alpha Minecraft, you will be a legend. Actually, I don't know. There's probably not a lot of people that remember how convoluted, or like how, like, people just are like, no, I'm not dealing with that. I'm just gonna use slabs instead. But guess what? There is very much a way to use these ones. And also, oh, one last thing. This. Okay. I'm pretty certain that it won't blockify. No, it did blockify. Okay, never mind. I thought I was smart there. I thought glass would not count as it just overriding. But actually, now I'm curious. Is there any block that doesn't turn it into? No. Oh, okay, that was a burp. Sorry about that. Not sorry, actually. Okay, another thing I want to test is... I should probably save the world from, this time around, because I do not trust this. And app data. Minecraft, saves. World 2. You're gonna delete World 4. Oh dear, it takes up a lot of space, but World 4. Just copy it there. You know, I actually feel like I might have to just keep World 4 around. I have a bad feeling that there was a reason why I saved it when it did. And we're gonna call this one World 4. There we go. And now we go back in, and now we have saved it. Okay, so what happens if I do this? I mean, I will have to have an entire testing facility for slabs, or, well, also slabs, but mostly stairs. So if I do that, right? I just need to test that. If you could put a door and a half and a slab. Alright, but I think there's something else I am missing. Because there's gotta be a way to turn it into a knot stone. Maybe doubling up. Never mind. Okay, there's only one left, so there we go. And why is there two? That's how it's supposed to be. Okay. Right, I still need to break. And there. Now we can put stuff in the chest. Oh dear. That's a lot of tool dismantling. Okay, I'm gonna put this there, and I'm just gonna do this. Alright, that's a lot of pickaxes. Alright. A few things needs to be done. The first is make a bunch of sticks. And also put in the slabs, put in the door, put in the iron. Yes. And then the sticks. There we go. One, two, three. I'm just gonna draw what I wanna make. Can I go for another one? Probably. There we go. 2 blocks in reserve. Gonna be good enough. 2 spaces in reserve. That's gonna be fine. Actually, 3 spaces in reserve. That's iron and something else. Alright. Oh, right. I need 2. Oh, I just burped again. Oh, that's disgusting. Okay. Go. I forgot to do it not. Okay. So you probably have to switch that and that and then that around. Sorry about that. Actually, what I meant is switch that one with put that at the end and then move these 2 back 1. Well, actually, you would actually not have to move them back 1 because you have just switched that new one to the end. Wow, that's a lot of music. I forgot to turn the microphone on again. Well, I'm back now, so... Alright, we are 2/3 into this session. One block at a time. Hello there. Now, there's actually one genius thing about this. I would even be able to test mod. Oh, ship. That's actually a really good idea. Maybe I should. Find bugs in them. Oh, that could be amazing. It might also be a little offensive. If you take the portal mod and find a bunch of glitches in that, give like a list of glitches that might be a little offensive. Just work. At the same time though, that would also show appreciation of the work when it's like that there are no bugs. Like with damn, it was both free and it was bugless. That's insane. That's some level of dedication I've never seen before. Anyways. One, two, three, four. Da 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 sa ba sa ba da ba. Alright. some really funny ones. Okay, so I was initially very mad about the Expedition 33 getting every award, but then I just saw my friend play it and I realized, okay, it makes sense. It makes a lot of sense. I understand now why Wilds didn't win a lot of, but didn't win anything. Because I'm not gonna tell you why. I just realized, wow, this game that is impressive. I mean, you also got to realize Monster Hunter Wilds. It is a really good game, but it doesn't. But it just like when it's being matched, and the fact that it doesn't have a story, that's not gonna go over very well. Maybe it should have been put in some other different categories, though. Like, I don't think it's an RPG. I think it's maybe action. Even though action might refer to shooter, but like I feel action might be the best thing. Description of it, because there is a lot of action and not so much RPG elements. I mean, I guess there's a bit of role playing, but there's also the fact that if you look at it from more the stat-wise orientation, yes, there are stats, but it really depends upon your like ability to use them appropriately on the monster. So I think it was pretty much set up to fail, but at the same time, with all the categories, it makes sense that Expedition 33 won. Makes a lot of sense. One, two, three, one. I mean, if I would make this pretty, then I would have to make sure that the ground has a little more, the ceiling has a little more depth. So I have to not break the upper part. I mean, I guess I can do that, but then I might also make some pillars and such, and that's not the purpose of this thing. The purpose is not to look pretty. The purpose is to be practical. And I cannot afford to waste a single block of space in this sanctuary. I need every single space to be used. Because this, for as far as I know, this might be all I get. When it comes to the glitches that are not tolerable. Oh, what if there's a glitch that like smites this specific chunk. Oh dear. That might be bad. Well, if that's the case, then I'll just have to make it another period of just doing mining. 1, 2, 3, 4. The good news is I don't have a lot on me, so if I die for some reason, then it doesn't really matter. I'm a bit tired. I started a little late today as well. Not as late as yesterday, but still late. Past bedtime, so. And there's a lot of cobblestone to mine. But hey, I am breaking it down block by block. That I am, with certainty. 2, 3, 4. With these last 2 pickaxes, I think I'll make it more visible what I've done. Sorry, I'm not. That part actually did look really good. Hang on. No, fine. We're keeping that one part, but if it becomes a problem, I'm removing it. No, it's a problem. It's a problem. You can't see. No, it's going. Up that. It's going. It is going away. Goodbye. That doesn't look that good. It looks okay, but not great. Oh, crap. Locked. No way. Now, wait a minute. That could have been very useful to have expended. There we go. Now we can dig this. That still looks good. Maybe I should make like an art school in Minecraft, like Alpha Minecraft. It's very difficult to make beautiful things, so and then like use that as a guide. And make that like as a guide. I could do that. I mean, I think there would be a market for that. To explain how to do stuff. Not what to do, not how to make a beautiful house, but how to use the mechanics. Because that's the kind of thing I enjoy. To explain the mechanics, that's also why I'm doing this. Because I want to explain the mechanics of this wonderful game while it was brewed up. And quantify how it has changed during the centuries, but okay. Oh. Dear me. damn it. Okay. Let's do this. And then we put in all the pickaxes. I mean, I guess you could, the editor could also just, if there is an editor, I guess they could just redesign the entire flow from this point on. Here it's just basically like vomiting blocks into the chest. It's just filling up with rubble. Two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's alright. That's at 7. What? But it is 7. But there's an 8 here. Oh. That's why. Clapping. Damn it. Okay, I'm gonna put 2 of them in here. Problem solved. Oh dear. Coughing. Damn it. Absolutely disgusting sounds I just made. Okay. Let me just put a touch there. Let me just check how much time do I have left. You know, I think this is what I'll do for today. Yeah, we're doing it like that from now on. Otherwise, I mess up the timing. Sorry, editor, if you even exist, but I'm not making your job easier. Oh, I'm not making your job more convenient in that regard. I think that's just moving over there. Sorry. Besides, it might be that it would be inconvenient if I change it back. So I'm just sticking to this. Anyway, I am done here. Maybe do a little panorama shot. Then a slow one. I'm not sure if it's possible to de-shake it. I've never tried to de-shake, if that's even a word. No space. Okay. Alright. And done. Done for today. Done for the stream. Hey, goodbye.